What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Erasure. And we're going to listen to another tune from the ABBAesque EP because I just reacted to the original by ABBA. That is to say, we're going to listen to Take a Chance on Me. But it's funny, by doing that reaction, two things happened. One, I thought I had already reacted to this version, the Erasure cover. But the reason I thought that, which was mistaken, the only cover I've reacted to from this album, or this EP so far, is Gimme Gimme Gimme, because that's a tune from ABBA I knew really well even before doing that deep dive. But ultimately, I remembered after reacting to the ABBA tune, this is a track I knew from Erasure going back to presumably around the time it was released. I never knew, though, it was a cover. I didn't actually get the ABBAesque EP as a release. It was just a tune I heard on the radio, and because I already knew them through a couple tunes like Chains of Love and Who Needs Love Like That, it was like, oh, this is Erasure, this is another great tune. And I remember, again, it's so funny to me how my Erasure enjoyment never turned into a more serious collection, because again, beyond or aside from Depeche Mode, the group which in the 80s synth pop idiom attracted most of my attention as a kid, it was definitely Erasure. So it's weird to me that I never went on that deep dive until recently. Once again, shout out to all the people sharing Erasure, and there's a few of you, like 4 or 5 different people, so big ups to all of you. But yeah, ultimately, it's a track that when I heard it, there's so many good things that it made me think about in relation to what I already understood Erasure to be. It has those dynamic synths, it's got Andy's great voice, and it had an enjoyable theme, the idea of, take a chance on me. It's a world of probabilities, some more likely, some less likely, but of all the things you might take a chance on me, I promise you it'll be worth it. So I enjoyed the sentiment of the tune, and it seemed to fit with, again, a lot of what I had already heard from their songs, if perhaps in a more optimistic sense. Although, again, it's the idea that if you change your mind, I'll be first in line. It's like, well, clearly it's not, they're not together now. It's not, the chance has not been taken. So, yeah, it seemed to fit with what I already knew, but as it turns out, it wasn't their song. So, having now just listened to the original, and not having heard this, but again, once I got the ABBAesque EP, shout out to Han Solo, it was like, oh my god, so that tune is actually an ABBA tune. I didn't realize that. So, in a way, it's like coming full circle. I'm like coming back to hearing a tune I knew from them, but never knew as a cover, and now having heard the original. So, yeah, I know this from memory, but I haven't listened to it since having gotten access to the ABBAesque EP, because I was waiting to react to it. So, all that set up, let's get to it. This is Erasure's version of Take a Chance on Me from the ABBAesque EP.
If you change your mind, I'm the first in line.
Oh, that bass.
I'm still free. Take a chance on me. If you need me, let me know and I'll be around. If you got no place to go when you're feeling down. If you're all alone, when the pretty birds have flown, honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. Gonna do my very best and it ain't no lie.
And all the pretty birds have flown.
To the text if you let me try. Take a chance on me.
Clever line.
Take a chance on me. Oh, we can go dancing, we can go walking, as long as we're together. Listen to some music, maybe just talking, get to know you better. 'Cause you know I've got so much that I wanna do. When I dream I'm alone with you, it's magic. You want to take me there, afraid of a love
Very digital,
you know.
bleepy quality to a lot of what's going on.
Let go. If you change your mind, I'm the first in line.
God, it's like,
Feel free.
it was on one of those cassette tape
If you need me,
recorded from the radio
be around.
tapes that I had.
Place to go when you're feeling down. If you're all alone, when the pretty birds have flown, honey, I'm still free.
That really high bleeping layer
Gonna do my very best, and it ain't no
fits well with the
put me to
birds in a digital sense.
try. Take a chance on me.
That too.
Take a chance on me. Oh, you elixir of its magic. You say that I waste my time, but I can't get you off my mind. No, I can't let go. 'Cause I love you so.
There's a 303 in there too. I don't remember this. This is brilliant. I love it. What the hell? Who is this? Oh, got like a dub reggae vibe. What? Whatever tape I had this on, clearly the DJ mixed out before that part, much to his or her shame. Don't remember that at all. What the hell? It's amazing. Number one, it's better than I remembered, including, most notably, that dub reggae synth pop section, which came out of nowhere. I was not prepared for it. I do want to know who the vocalist is, because yeah, that was top stuff, both for the surprise factor and just the actual quality. I do listen to a lot of reggae, different kinds, roots, like dub, raga. So yeah, I have an appetite for that already, and just, you know, not knowing that was coming, that was fantastic. But more generally, it's a bit more electric and dynamic and full than I remembered. I remember being a bit more stripped down as I was listening to the ABBA original, because it has this very full and well-produced quality, and I remember thinking that, like, my memory of the Erasure one was that it was a bit more streamlined. It wasn't like as big of a tune, but it was actually bigger and more full than I was remembering, and you know, never mind that extra section that didn't come back to me at all, which again, I think I had that track as part of a DJ mix on the weekend. I mentioned one of the radio stations I listened to growing up, they would do DJ mixes where, you know, at the time it was a lot of 80s synth pop and, you know, pop rock and that kind of stuff. And like I said, I think I had that on one of the tapes that I had recorded from the radio, but I think the DJ mixed out before that got there, which, you know, having heard it now, it's like, why would you do that? Don't leave that out. But yeah, really cool, better than I remembered. Glad I came back and reacted to that. So yeah, shout out to ABBA for a great original, and shout out to Vince and Andy for taking it and, you know, putting their little magical sheen on it. So really cool. Do let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.